Good morning, students. In this session, we will discuss about Faraday's laws of electrolysis. We will discuss about Faraday's laws of electrolysis. So, in this first, we will discuss about Faraday's first law. Faraday's first law. So, according to this, the amount of chemical reaction and hence the mass of any substance deposited or liberated at any electrode is directly proportional to the quantity of electricity passed through the electrolyte. The mass of any substance deposited at any electrode is directly proportional to the quantity of electricity passed through the electrolyte. So, here electrolyte may be aqueous solution or molten solution, right? Let W grams of a substance be deposited on passing Q coulombs of electricity. Now, that is W is directly proportional to Q. So, if you remove the proportionality symbol, W is equal to ZQ, right? W is equal to ZQ. See here, students, if current of ampere is passed for t seconds, small t seconds, then Q is equal to IT. Then quantity of electricity in coulombs. Quantity of electricity, Q represents what here? Quantity of electricity in coulombs is equal to I into T. Q is equal to I into T, where I represents current strength in amperes. In this, I represents current strength in amperes. Okay. Now, T represents time in seconds. In this expression, here small t represents time in seconds, small t, and Q represents quantity of electricity in coulombs. Capital Q represents quantity of electricity in coulombs. Q represents quantity of electricity in coulombs. So, W is equal to ZQ. That is the formula. W is equal to ZQ, where Q is equal to, you can take I into T, where Q is equal to I into T. So, from this, W is equal to ZIT. So, in this expression, what is Z here? Z represents what? Z represents electrochemical equivalent. Z represents electrochemical equivalent. Z represents electrochemical equivalent. When suppose if in that expression, if T is equal to 1 second, Q is equal to, here if T is equal to 1 second, I is equal to 1 ampere, then W becomes equal to Z, right? In that expression, if T is equal to 1 second, I is equal to 1 ampere, then W becomes equal to Z. So, Z, what is this Z? How can you define the term Z? Electrochemical equivalent of a substance Z. Z represents electrochemical equivalent. So, electrochemical equivalent of a substance Z may be defined as, how can you define it? Mass of the substance deposited when a current of when a current of 1 ampere when a current of 1 ampere is passed for 1 second. When a current of 1 ampere is passed for 1 second. So mass of the substance deposited when a current of 1 ampere is passed for 1 second, that is considered as electrochemical equivalent. So what are the units of electrochemical equivalent Z? Units of electrochemical equivalent. Units of electrochemical equivalent Z. Okay, so you can write them as gram per coulomb, gram per coulomb, gram per ampere second, gram per ampere second, and you can write SI unit if you want. If you want to write SI unit, that is kg per coulomb. If you want to write SI unit, that is kg per coulomb. So that is a SI unit. So this is the first law of thermodynamics, students. Next we are going to discuss about second law of thermodynamics. Not thermodynamics, Faraday's second law. Right? This is Faraday's second law, students. What is the statement related to Faraday's second law? Here, when the same quantity of electricity is passed through solutions of different electrolytes, when the same quantity of electricity is passed through solutions of different electrolytes connected in series, you have to connect all the electrolytes in series, then what you are going to observe? So first you have to take different electrolytes in different electrolytic cells, you have to take different electrolytes, and you have to pass same amount of electricity through the solutions of different electrolytes connected in series. Then what you are going to observe? The weights of the substances produced at the electrodes, are directly proportional to their equivalent weights. Weights of the substances produced at the electrodes is directly proportional to equivalent weights of the electrodes which are connected in electrolytes which are connected in series. So weight of the substances deposited at the respective electrodes are directly proportional to their equivalent weights. That is a statement. So from this, suppose if you take any two electrolytic cells here, so now let us see this diagram. So these are the electrolytic cells, two different I have taken. One electrolytic cell contains silver nitrate solution that acts as electrolyte, silver nitrate solution that acts as electrolyte. Let us consider maybe two cells or three cells, you may connect any one of them. Suppose in this example I am connecting two cells. Let us consider two cells containing here one is silver nitrate solution, copper sulfate solution are connected in series. If the same quantity of electricity is passed through these cells, the amount of silver metal, weight of silver metal and copper metal deposited at the respective electrodes are in the ratio of their equivalent weights. So here let here W silver, this is a mass of silver deposited, WAG represents mass of silver deposited, and other one is WCU, this is mass of copper deposited, Next you can take E, capital E, Ag means there is a equivalent weight of silver, and at the same time ECU represents equivalent weight of copper. Now according to the statement, when the same quantity of electricity is passed through different electrolytic solutions connected in series, weight of the substance deposited at the respective electrodes are directly proportional to equivalent weights. So W is directly proportional to E, that is the formula. So here W, suppose if I take copper, W copper by W silver, mass of the copper deposited by mass of the silver deposited at the respective electrodes is equal to equivalent weight of copper divided by equivalent weight of silver. That is a fundamental principle. That is a important principle. If you take three electrodes, suppose if you take three electrodes connected in series, then what you can write? can write here 3 electrodes are connected in series. We can use the formula, that is, you can take the ratios W1 is to W2 is to W3 is equal to E1 is to E2 is to E3. Like that we have to take. If 4 cells are there, they are also like that. So this is the relation, that is Faraday's laws of electrolysis. So here we should know one definition, 1 Faraday. What is meant by 1 Faraday of electricity? See here, 1 Faraday is equal to 96,500 coulombs. 1 Faraday is equal to 96,500 coulombs. That point you have to remember. While doing numericals, it is very useful for you. 96,500 coulombs. That is called 1 Faraday. Next, so here the charge you can also define in other manner. The charge carried by 1 mole of electrons. Charge carried by 1 mole of electrons. You can take it as a Faraday. Charge carried by 1 mole of electrons. Generally, how can you obtain this one? By multiplying the charge of 1 electron with Avogadro number. That means here we have to multiply this quantity of electricity, the charge carried by 1 mole of electrons. So here this quantity of electricity is called 1 Faraday. This is called Faraday's constant. So here we can get it, 1 Faraday is equal to, so here charge of 1 electron how much? 1.602 into 10 power minus 19 coulombs into Avogadro number of electrons. It is a charge carried by Avogadro number of electrons. 1 mole means Avogadro number into 10 power 23. If you multiply, you will get exactly, strictly speaking, 96,487 you will get coulomb per mole. So approximately for calculation purpose, for easy going calculation, most of the cases we will take it as 96,500 coulomb per mole. So that is very important, students. Next, if n electrons, if small n electrons are involved, if small n electrons are involved in the electrode reaction, if small n electrons are involved in the electrode reaction, the passage of n Faradays of electricity, the passage of n Faradays of electricity will liberate 1 mole of the substance. Very, very important point. Will liberate 1 mole of the substance. If n electrons are involved in the electrode reactions, the passage of n Faradays of electricity will liberate 1 mole of the substance. Next important point, 1 Faraday of electricity deposits 1 Faraday of electricity deposits 1 gram equivalent of the substance. 1 gram equivalent of the substance. 1 gram equivalent of the substance. This is also very, very important. And important point what you have to remember is, equivalent weight of an element is equal to atomic weight of an element divided by atomic weight of an element divided by valency. atomic weight of an element divided by valency. And one more point here, relation between electrochemical equivalent and equivalent mass. So Z means here what you already know, electrochemical equivalent of a substance, electrochemical equivalent. Z is equal to capital E by 96,500. Electrochemical equivalent capital Z is equal to capital E by 96,500, where capital E represents equivalent weight of a substance. So electrochemical equivalent is equal to equivalent weight of substance divided by 96,500, that is 1 Faraday. Na? So here equivalent weight you already know. From this you can write one more relation, equivalent weight is equal to equivalent weight capital E is equal to W by Q into 96,500, that is the relation. W by Q into mass of the substance divided by quantity of electricity passed into 96,500, that is the formula. Equivalent weight E is equal to W, mass of the substance deposited by quantity of electricity passed. Next, power in watts is equal to voltage in volts into current in amperes. Voltage in volts is equal to current in amperes. Okay, so that is also relation. Next, suppose capital M gives rise to M2 plus 2 electrons, it is the equation. For this equation, what is the quantity of electricity passed means 2 Faraday. We have to write it as 2 Faraday. Okay, for this reaction, Al3 plus 3 electrons gives rise to Al. For this, what is the quantity of electricity passed means 3 Faraday. We have to take 3 Faraday. Okay, students. Next. So these points are very important. So Q is equal to IT. Already you know this point. Q is equal to IT. So this is about Faraday's first and Faraday's second law. Now let us do some numericals basing on them, students. So first example, you can see how much charge is required for the following. How much charge is required for the following reduction? So first question, you can take 1 mole of Al3 plus 2 Al. So what is the electrode reaction for first one? Al3 plus 3 electrons gives rise to Al. Al3 plus 3 electrons gives rise to Al. So quantity of charge required for the reduction. So how many Faraday, students? How much charge is required, he is asking. How much charge? So here Q is equal to how many Faraday? According to this equation, 3 Faradays. Right? So that means 3 into 96,500 coulombs. So we will get 228,9500 coulombs. So this is for first equation. Next, for second equation, that is Cu2 plus 2 electrons gives rise to Cu. This is the redox reaction. Cu2 plus 2 electrons gives rise to Cu. So quantity of charge required for reduction of 1 mole of Cu2 plus. So quantity Q is equal to here 2 Faraday according to the balanced equation. So 2 into 96,500 coulombs. You can take 193,000 coulombs. Next one, third question, all of you read third question. 1 mole of MnO4 minus 2 Mn2 plus. So 1 mole of MnO4 minus 2, what he has given? Mn2 plus. So here students already know how to calculate the oxidation state of central atom. X plus 4 into minus 2 is equal to minus 1. X is equal to plus 7. That is the oxidation state. Here X is equal to plus 2. So plus 7 to plus 2 students. So here the redox reaction, if you want to write, Mn plus 7 plus 5 electrons will give rise to Mn plus 2. Okay, you already know this one. So here quantity of charge Q is equal to 5 Faraday. So 5 Faraday means here 5 into 96,500 coulombs. So that you can take it as 5 into 96,500 coulombs means 482500. 482500 coulombs. So that is the answer for this. Next. Next we will go for example 2. How many coulombs are required for the following oxidation? That is 1 mole of water to oxygen. Right? 1 mole of water is converted to oxygen. See, actually H2O gives rise to H2 plus half O2, right? H2O gives rise to H2 plus half O2. So your oxygen, it has got charge O2 minus. So O2 minus gives rise to half O2 plus 2 electrons. You can write like this. Oxide ion. From this I am taking only oxide ion. Oxide ion, water, you know, if you split water, 2H plus O2 minus. So like this, if you split, oxide ion converts to half O2 plus 2 electrons. So here quantity of electricity here. Quantity of electricity required, Q is equal to 2 Faraday only. 2 electrons na? So that is equal to 2 into 96,500 coulombs. So how much you will get? 193,000 coulombs. Next, second one, if you take FeO gives rise to, you can take half Fe2O3. Right, balance that equation. One iron on reactant side, one iron on product side. So here FeO gives rise to half Fe2O3. From this, what is the oxidation state of iron in this? So here I am taking only iron part, Fe plus 2 gives rise to here Fe3 plus electron, right? Here oxidation state is plus 3. So Fe plus 2 gives rise to Fe3 plus 1 electron. So quantity of electricity Q is equal to 1 Faraday. You can take it as 1 Faraday. So that is 96,500 coulombs. That is second one. Next, third one, if you take, only 2 are there. Next. Next we will go for example 3. One fast. So this, how many coulombs of electricity are required for complete oxidation of 90 grams of water? So here 90 grams of water, first you convert that one, number of moles of water is equal to mass of water divided by gram molecular mass of water. So here mass of water is 90, gram molecular mass of water 18, that is equal to 5. So we'll get 5 moles here. Number of moles of water, 5 moles. Right? Now 5 moles of water will require. See, actually for 1 mole of water, how many electrons actually? 1 mole of water requires 2 Faraday. You already know in the above example, 1 mole of water requires how many Faraday? If you want, you can write like this, H2 plus half O2, and in that if you take O2 minus ion from water, gives rise to half O2 plus 2 electrons. So from this, 1 mole of water requires how many Faraday? 2 Faraday. Q is equal to 2 Faraday. Right? Now that is equal to, from this you can say 1 mole of water requires 2 Faraday. Now according to the given question, how many moles of water is there? 5 moles of water. 5 moles of water require 5 into 2 Faraday. So that is 10 Faraday. So that implies 10 Faraday means 10 into 96,500. That is equal to 965,000 coulombs. So this is the first question. How many coulombs of electricity are required for complete reduction of 100 ml of 0.1 molar KMnO4? 100 ml of 0.1 molar KMnO4. So first of all, molarity formula you apply. Molarity is equal to number of moles into 1000 by VML, right? So here what he has given, molarity, how much given in this formula? 1 molar. 1 molar is equal to number of moles we don't know. Number of moles into 1000 by V ml. Volume in ml how much? 100 ml you have to take. Volume in ml you have to take it as 100 ml. So number of moles is equal to, you will get here what he has given in the question. Read 0.1 molar he has given. 0.1 molar he has given, students. Here you write 0.1. So from this number of moles is equal to, you will get 0.1 into 100 by 1000 tens. So you will get 0.01. You will get 0.01, students. So mole, number of moles you will get finally 0.01 mole. So here in the previous case, you know, potassium permanganate, what is the change in oxidation state? Mn plus 7 plus 5 electrons gives rise to Mn plus 2. So in order to reduce that, here 1 mole, for 1 mole, how many? 1 mole of KMnO4 require 5 Faraday, right? Now according to that, 0.01 mole of KMnO4 require how much? X. For 1 mole 5 Faraday, 0.01 how much? So X is equal to 5 into 0.01, that is equal to how much? 0.05 Faraday, right? So 0.05 Faraday means 0.05 into 96,500 coulombs you take. So you will get the answer, 96,500 coulombs. Multiply that, you will get answer, right? Next. Next example, what we have to do? Right. A solution of copper sulfate is electrolyzed for 10 minutes with a current of 1.5 amperes. What is the mass of copper deposited at the cathode? So here current how much given, students? Current. So current I is equal to 1.5 amperes. I is equal to 1.5 amperes. Time T is equal to 10 minutes. That is equal to 10 into 60. That is equal to 600 seconds. Right? Time 600 seconds. So what is the quantity of electricity? Q is equal to IT. So Q is equal to IT means 1.5 into 600. So you will get 900 coulombs. You will get 900 coulombs. Reaction occurring at electrode, copper he has said. He said copper. So redox equation, Cu2 plus 2 electrons gives rise to Cu. So here, in order to deposit 2 Faraday. 2 Faraday means 2 electrons means quantity. Q is equal to 2 Faraday. That is equal to 2 into 96,500 coulombs of electricity is required in order to deposit 1 mole of copper means 63.5 grams of copper. 1 mole of copper. Now for this much, this you got. Now for 900 coulombs, above we calculated this one, first one. According to the redox equation, 2 into 96,500 coulombs of electricity is required in order to deposit 1 mole of copper, that is 63.5 grams of copper. Now according to this, 900 coulombs of electricity require how much? Crisscross you do. So X is equal to 63.5 into 900 by 2 into 96,500. So here you can solve this one. So finally, if you solve, you will get some answer. That is the answer, grams. Next. Come on, quick. 6. Why I want. Example 5. Yeah. 2 electrolytic cells containing silver nitrate solution and copper sulfate solution are connected in series. A steady current of 2.5 ampere was passed through them till 1.078 grams of silver were deposited. How long did the current flow? What weight of copper will be deposited? So what type of relation it is? Two electrodes, steady current is passed. For how much current here given? Current I is equal to 2.5 ampere. Current I is equal to 2.5 ampere or passed through them till mass of silver deposited. Mass of silver 1.078 grams. How long did the current flow? What's the weight of copper that will be deposited? Weight of copper we don't know, X. Now this is based on Faraday's second law. So basing on Faraday's second law, according to the given question, silver nitrate means AgNO3 gives rise to Ag++ NO3 minus, right? NO3 minus, here Ag plus I am taking, Ag++ electrons gives rise to Ag, right? Silver deposition. So according to the equation, what is the quantity of electricity here? Q is equal to 1 Faraday. 1 Faraday represents 96,500 coulombs. 96,500 coulombs. So 1 Farad 96,500 coulombs will deposit silver approximately 108 coulombs. So approximately 108 coulombs. Sorry, what is the mass of silver? 108 grams. So according to the given question, 96,500 coulombs of electricity deposits 108 grams of silver. Now 1.08, in order to deposit 1.08 grams approximately, how much coulombs of electricity is required? X you take. So X is equal to, you will get 96,500 into 1.08 by 108. So approximately 965 coulombs you will get. You will get 965 coulombs. So you already know Q is equal to IT. From this, I is equal to Q by T, right? So Q value how much? 965 coulombs. Time. How much time he is asking to calculate? Okay, then here you make it T. This is T and this is I. So what is the current I? 2.5 amperes. So if you solve, you will get 386 seconds. Next, copper he is asking. Copper means here Cu2++, 2 electrons gives rise to Cu. In order to deposit here 2 Faraday, how much quantity? 2 Faraday, that implies 2 into 96,500 coulombs of electricity is required in order to deposit 1 mole of copper, that is 63.5 grams of copper. Now according to that 965 coulombs, read the question properly, deposits how much amount of copper? X. So if you calculate X value, 965 into 63.5 by 2 into 96,500. So you'll get 0.3175 grams. That's all. You'll get 0.3175 grams. Next, silver is electro deposited on a metallic vessel of surface area is given 800 centimeter square by passing a current 0.2 ampere for 3. Calculate the thickness of silver deposited. Given the density of silver as 10.47 gram per cm cube. Atomic mass of silver approximately 107.92. So first of all, quantity of electricity passed you calculate, students. Quantity of electricity Q is equal to I into T. I into T. So here that is equal to I means 0.2, time 3 hours, 3 into 60 into 60. Okay, directly I will get in seconds. How much you will get if you calculate this? 2160 coulombs. So next, Ag plus electrons gives rise to Ag. That is the redox equation. So from this equation, what is the quantity of electricity? That is 1 electron, 1 mole of electrons is 1 Faraday. 1 Faraday means 96,500 coulombs. If you pass how much? 107.92 grams of silver will be deposited. That is the atomic mass of silver approximately. Or okay. Now, for 2160 coulombs, how much you calculate? For 2160 coulombs, how much? X. So if you calculate X, 107.92 into 2160 by 96,500. So finally we will get X value. 2.4156 grams of silver. That is X value. Okay, after that, silver, mass of silver you got. So mass, this is nothing but mass of silver, right? This is nothing but mass of silver. Now, you know density is equal to mass by volume. From this, you calculate volume is equal to mass by density. So mass how much? 2.4156 by density how much? 10.47. So finally, if you substitute, you will get 0.2307. That is the density. So you know thickness deposited. He is asking thickness deposited is equal to volume by area. That is equal to volume how much? 0.2307. Sorry, volume, okay, right only. By area how much? 800 given, cm square. So if you solve, you will get the answer. Thickness value in centimeters, you will get the answer. Next, from the beginning, once we check, completed. Okay, in the electrolysis of acidulated water, it is desired to obtain hydrogen at the rate of 1 cc per second at NTP condition. What should be the current passed? Direct equation, students. Here 2H plus 2 electrons gives rise to hydrogen gas. So here for 1 mole of hydrogen, in order to release 1 mole of hydrogen at NTP conditions, means STP only. So how many coulombs of electricity is involved here? So how many coulombs of electricity? For 2 Faraday here, for 2 Faraday means 2 into 96,500 coulombs. How much volume of hydrogen gas is liberated? 22,400 cc of hydrogen. 1 mole of hydrogen gas according to mole concept. Now for this much, this one. For 1 cc of hydrogen gas, how many coulombs is required? X. So you calculate X is equal to 1 into 2 into 96,500 by 22,400, and finally if you solve this, you get 8.616 coulombs, right? Next, Q is equal to IT. From this, I is equal to Q by T. What is Q value? 8.616 by time 1 second, that is equal to, per second is asking, so 8.616 amperes. Very easy bit. Next, this is completed. 10. calculate the quantity of electricity that would be required to produce 12.3 grams of nitrobenzene to aniline if the current efficiency for the process is 50%. If the potential drop across the cell is 3 volts, how much energy will be consumed? This is previous APMT bit. So here we can take nitrobenzene on reduction. You are going to get aniline. Nitrobenzene on reduction gives aniline. That is the equation involved in this, students. So in order to reduce 1 mole of nitrobenzene to aniline, so how many electrons are involved here? That means how many Faraday? Quantity Q is equal to 6 into 96,500 coulombs, that is equal to 579000 coulombs. So 1 mole of nitrobenzene means here 1 mole of nitrobenzene, molecular mass you calculate. Its molecular mass equal to 123 grams. So in order to reduce 123 grams, now to convert 123 grams of nitrobenzene into aniline, how many coulombs of electricity is required? 579000 coulombs. Now, as the current efficiency is 50%, quantity of electricity actually required 50%. As the current efficiency is 50%, quantity of electricity actually required is 50%. Here he has given as the current for 12.3 grams. First you calculate, students. For 12.3 grams, how much? X. So if you calculate X value by 10, you have to do now. So X is equal to 57900 coulombs. That is X value. Okay, students. Now, as the current efficiency is 50%, as the current efficiency is 50% of electricity actually required, that implies then how much you will get if you do, as the current efficiency is 50% quantity of electricity required, 50% quantity of electricity required current. So what he is asking, then quantity of 50% of electricity actually required. Quantity of electricity actually required you have to do. So then quantity of electricity actually required becomes 2 into 57,900. Do it. So how much if you multiply this one? Q is equal to 115800 coulombs. So here energy consumed is equal to EMF into quantity of electricity. Energy consumed is equal to EMF into quantity of electricity. So here EMF how much? 3 into 115800. So finally we will get 47400 joules. That joules. Come on, quick. So this one you can do it, students. Charge on 1 ion, that is 3 units negative charge na, 3 into 1.6 into 10 power minus 19. 1 gram ion. equal to Avogadro number of ions. Charge on 1 gram ion of N3 minus means 3 units, 3 into 1.6 into 10 minus 19 into Avogadro number, you have to multiply. That's all. Very easy. See this one? When a current of 0.75 amperes is passed through copper sulfate solution for 25 minutes, 0.369 grams of copper is deposited at cathode. Calculate the atomic mass of copper. So here Q is equal to IT. So that is 0.75 into 25 into 60. How much you will get? 1125 coulombs. So here, according to that equation, Cu2 plus 2 electrons gives rise to Cu. So here, according to that equation, quantity of electricity, that is equal to 2 into 96,500 coulombs. So that is equal to how much, students? So 2 into 96,500 coulombs of electricity will deposit 63.5 grams of copper. That is 1 mole of copper. Now from the above, 1125 coulombs, if you take 1125 coulombs, will deposit how much? So you will get X value 63.5 into 1125 by 2 into 96,500. So that is equal to, finally you will get X value of this much. 1125 coulombs will deposit how much? X value. How to calculate? So do it, students. Thank you for listening. Thank you.